Alright, we're jumping right into Apothecary Diaries episode 16. We're getting back into what we need to do. Y'all know what time it is. I need a hat on this nappy headed head. Alright, let's get into it.
I find the whole thing troublesome.
Usually he doesn't think twice about steering trouble my way. So why does he look guilty this time? Alright, I'm listening.
To begin with, the circumstances actually concern an acquaintance of an acquaintance. There was a metal worker who was the palace purveyor. He passed away recently, without sharing some special technique with his sons. Whatever it was, some claim he's the only person who knew how to do it.
Let me guess. You want me to uncover this mysterious method he took to the grave with him?
You make it sound so simple. Anyway, what's with all the sudden enthusiasm?
Is that how I come across?
His three sons all served as his apprentices. As the father was dying, the sons learned one will take his place as the purveyor. There were also instructions left for the distribution of his mementos. The workshop shack went to the eldest. Furniture with excellent craftsmanship for the middle son, and a fishbowl for the youngest.
A fishbowl?
He left one final note. You all should have a tea party together.
I'll be upset. That's my inheritance, a fucking fishbowl.
It's strange. The will leaves behind more questions than answers. The tea party you requested. Is it literal or more metaphorical?
Unfortunately, the sons are as much in the dark as you and I are.
And those gifts, their worth seems incredibly unbalanced, too. You said they consisted of a shack, furniture, and a fishbowl? The younger the son, the lower the value of the memento, it seems. Is there something unique about them?
I haven't been made aware of all the details. Although,
if your interest is sufficiently piqued, go to the address here.
he said if you were intrigued, and it sounds like you are, to look inside.
How well prepared. It's like he anticipated this happening. Fascinating. On that note, I'd like to request time off tomorrow.
Really?
I can't wait to see how much work is waiting for me when I get back.
Facts.
It's him. I think he said...
He looks so aggravated.
The same deal as last time. Ask permission before you act. You serve me, got it?
I'll follow your lead. Speaking of last time, he's his usual loquacious self. I don't think he likes me much. As long as he's harmless, I don't mind.
Makes sense.
Coming! Master Bosson, hello. We've been notified of your visit.
Why he being such a dick?
But if we're going to be helpful, then I'll need you to provide more information first. Look, I don't know what else we can tell you. Our father departed this realm without passing us down his secret technique. There's a will, and all he left me with was this work shack.
This chest of drawers for me.
And my gift was... this
A fishbowl.
It's made of glass, though. I assume the material would have been wood or ceramic at best.
A wood
Never
fishbowl?
seen them in person. It appears all the mementos have some value.
That old man. Sure, thanks for the chest. Even if it is quite useless. He leaves me behind a single key, which doesn't work.
Wait, the key doesn't unlock it?
This here, it's most likely made for the drawer in the center. Only it doesn't quite fit. You'd think the drawers on top would open with the same key. But it turns out they need a separate one I don't have. I inherited a block of wood.
Could burn it.
I'm in the same boat. What's the point of owning this shack if I'm never able to move the chest outside? It is complete lunacy.
Excuse me,
Huh?
but our dad, he probably wanted...
You realize I'm envious. Out of all our gifts, yours can easily be sold.
True, You might not get much on the trade, but at least it'll be enough to live off of for a while.
Well,
Look at Dad. Not at all. And what good could it possibly do us to have a tea party?
I'm not sure what the next step is.
it seems like the son, the only one that the youngest one, already appreciate their dad.
I want the two of you to stop at once behaving this way and in front of guests. I am so sorry. My two oldest have become so cynical. I don't know when they started adopting such a bleak outlook. And the youngest can't even express his opinions. My poor late husband. He was worried about them all right up until the moment he passed.
Man, your youngest just soft.
Seems parents never stop fretting over their children. There's something behind the mementos left for each son. This shack, that chest, the fishbowl. Why bolt furniture to the floor and keep the drawers locked? One more thing.
You all should have a tea party together, just like the old times.
Wait, could it be?
What? The tea party part is the only part I don't get.
Was the fishbowl originally placed over there, on top of the pedestal?
Yes, actually. We used to have a goldfish in it, and put it here. If it got too cold, they would die. So, in winter, we put it here during tea parties for the sun to warm up. Usually around this time of day. Unfortunately, we haven't had any goldfish. At least not for the past several years.
Hey, sit back down.
Later. First I need to...
Exactly.
What did I do to get assigned to this detail?
So you filled it with water exactly like this, right?
Yes, just like that. Only the pattern should be facing this direction.
Thought so.
Hey, what is this?
Exactly. Don't touch that.
Don't move! My apologies. It could possibly blind you if it shines in your eyes. Also step back because you're blocking it. Or else it won't unlock.
That's why she was brought along. She has a brain, especially for riddles.
That's all the sunlight we're getting today. It's hot, and also producing a kind of strange smell.
Are you gonna explain what's going on?
You'll find out soon enough. First, unlock this drawer with the key.
Clearly, you weren't paying attention.
Clearly, you weren't listening.
Try now.
Damn. Aggravating lot.
What? How come it works all of a sudden?
Was your father constantly ill? Maybe afflicted by both persistent anemia and stomach aches?
Yes, that's correct.
Did he also experience nausea and depression?
Those as well.
I'm not very knowledgeable on the subject of metalworking. But do you happen to use solder in this workshop?
Often, yes.
So what does it all mean?
I did as the will said. If you'd followed your father's instructions and had the tea party, you surely would have found the answer on your own.
Mm-hmm.
As I thought, a mold for a key. If you do not mind, I would like to remove it.
You may?
It's still soft and warm. The metal's stuck in the keyhole. The beam of light must have melted it into liquid, which flowed into the mold below before hardening.
It opens right up.
What's inside?
Is this a joke?
The grayish crystal on the right. It looks like the same kind as the one near the entrance.
Damn it! It figures. He wanted the three of us to be closer. Well, I guess he succeeded by making all of us look like idiots.
Well, y'all are idiots.
So this is lead and tin.
I knew a customer, a grumpy craftsman who said techniques should be seen and stolen. I took him seriously and tried to make my own medicine based on what I saw my dad do. And poisoned myself.
You should have just asked.
That was the lesson that day. It seems like the youngest son was the only one who understood his father's true intentions. I've heard of a process that involves mixing several different types of metals together. The alloy melts at a temperature lower than that of the individual material. Of the 3 chunks, 2 were lead and tin. Whatever the third was, they must have all been combined and used to create a new metal. There's also the light concentrated by the fishbowl to consider. It wasn't heated for very long, so the melting point must be very low. The differently sized drawers might represent the ratios at which the metals should be mixed. But it does one thing.
Wait.
There's an apothecary named Woman at a brothel. It's the Verdigris house in the Pleasure District. He happens to be a skilled physician, too. If you ever start to feel unwell, you should go pay him a visit.
Yes, I will.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Thank you for the other day. From what I hear, the matter had a rather interesting resolution. As it turns out, the youngest son truly was the most skilled out of the 3 sibling apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm sure you knew from the start.
I guess all he needed to begin demonstrating his true talents was a gentle push. I hear the word is he'll take his father's place and begin selling his metalworks to the palace. Whereas the older 2 sons seem to have a change of heart and are no longer working as craftsmen.
You don't say.
Rest assured, it is not as bad as you would imagine. Seems they took the hint from their dead father. A final lesson of sorts. The eldest will take care of the bookkeeping, while the second son will find new clients. They've chosen
All right.
albeit in different roles than their previous ones. So in other words, each of the sons found their proper place within the business.
I don't know what transpired at the mansion, but the apothecary must be keeping quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
The late metalworker's creations were absolutely remarkable, though. There was this simple-looking metal piece, but when combined with a ritual utensil, it looked truly magnificent.
Yes, I'm sure.
It's hard to see him sweating.
He knows someone in my position would never use such a tool. Though I wonder why you would bring it up.
Yes, of course. You must think I had an ulterior motive, but I simply can't abide good talent being kept buried. Age shouldn't determine one's worth.
True.
Those who possess genius should receive the appropriate praise and attention.
I can't argue there. Lock-on may be a shady figure, but when it comes to talent, he can sense it in a person. One might even argue it's what he used to reach his current rank. By the way, I was hoping to hear the rest of your story.
Forgive me, but which story is that?
You remember? The one about the courtesan.
Ah, yes! I did promise I would tell you how to decrease their value. Why should you ask me, when you have someone who knows that world intimately?
Hmm?
Goodness, is it that late already? My subordinates would
You should have
scold
told
me if I
him.
stayed any longer.
You did with the promise, bruh.
I would be extremely appreciative if you would give this to your serving maids. They'll find it's a good drink with a flavor that's not overly sweet. Farewell, until tomorrow, that is.
Master Jinshi? Sorry to bother you when you're so tired, bud.
Did you need me?
Does your knowledge extend to makeup?
Hmm?
Yes, well, just the basics, that is.
Perfect. Then you wouldn't mind helping with mine.
Excuse me?
Sorry?
I didn't know why it would stop, but yeah. I don't know what he got to do with makeup, but we'll see in the next one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.